Good morning one and all. Myself Bhavani from Civil Department. Today I am going to give the lecture on effects of earthquakes and landslides. In the last class I already told you about the earthquakes. Means what is meant by these earthquakes, how it may be caused, by what it may be causing. These are all I explained in the last class. Okay. Today I am going to explain about effects of earthquakes. Coming to the devastating effects of earthquakes. Here, what is the main effects that will be causing due to the earthquakes means, coming to the first one, that is damage to buildings and also damage to infrastructure and landslides and rock slides. And next is it can be result because of this earthquakes, it can be result in floods also, and these earthquakes can trigger tsunamis also, and it also leads to soil liquefaction. Okay. And in detail, I am going to explain about these effects of earthquakes. What is meant by this first one is, that is damage to buildings. How damage may be occurring due to the earthquakes means, when any type of high magnitude earthquake or high means about 9 point something earthquake is occurred means, automatically that will be called as high magnitude earthquakes. When that type of high magnitude earthquakes are occurring, it can lead to the complete collapse of that area's buildings. Why? Because for example, we can take Japan. In Japan, it is nothing but a fully earthquake region. Means when it will be going to occur, we don't know also. Okay. Means we cannot predict the earthquakes. Just we are going to take the preventive measures here. So, when in this Japan any earthquakes occurring means, overall buildings are collapsing. So that's why they go for the construction of wood. They are using wood material for the construction of the buildings there. Okay. And what is the effect of this earthquake to the building means, when this high magnitude earthquakes that can occur to the overall that land means, automatically collapsing will be done due to this earthquakes for the buildings. And mainly there will be so much debris will be releasing from this collapsing of buildings. So what will happen means, it will be the huge loss for the humans and also properties also. So because of this falling effects of huge and heavy objects that can they just fall onto the humans. Next, mainly so many humans, they are losing the life because of this. And if any type of these shattering of mirrors and also windows happen means, that will be danger to the humans. Okay. And mainly because of these earthquakes, you can see in these pictures how the buildings are collapsing. Means because of this earthquakes only, this overall infrastructure building it collapsed. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is damage to infrastructure. What is meant by this damage to infrastructure means, when earthquakes occurred, automatically there will be collapsing of buildings. When this collapsing of buildings is occurring, then only electricity lines will going to fall down. Why? Because if it is building is collapsing, nothing but what will happen overall in that building, what are the facilities we are taking? Maybe it may be lightning facility or everything means because of this wires only, overall electricity will be there. If this earthquakes occurred means, automatically there will be electricity lines to be fall. This will be very dangerous to the humans. Why? Because at the earthquake is occurring at that time, if that live wires that will be exposed to the humans means, they will be causing the current shock for the humans, and also it can also start the fires to the buildings also. And due to this major earthquakes, it can also causing the rupturing of this road, gas lines and also water pipelines. Here you can see, if in this picture, first picture, you can observe this one. Due to this earthquake, how this overall transport system means road, how it cracks formed because of this earthquakes. If any broken gas systems, that can also cause to if that gas is released into the atmosphere means that will be lead to the explosions or that will be lead to the fire accidents. Okay, so we have to eradicate this one, nothing but immediate measurements we have to take because of these earthquakes. So then only we can somewhat decrease the we can decrease the human life here. Okay, because of this overall electricity lines to be fallen, and when this live wires that can be exposed that can cause the electrocute humans, or it can also start fires also. So that will be a huge damage to the infrastructure. And coming to the next one, that is landslides and also rock slides. When any earthquake is occurring near the mountain region, means from that mountain region to the living areas, means automatically there will be large rocks will be there, and also some section of the earth will be located on the uphill, that will be consequently lead to what means rolling down of the rocks to the into the valleys. Means here you can see, because of this earthquakes, this how these rock slides are happening, how these landslides are happening. You can observe this picture, how when any earthquake, any natural disaster is going to occur, means how it will cause that huge damage to our human life and also animal life also. Okay, automatically when this in this mountain region any earthquake is going to occur, means that will lead to the rock sliding and also landsliding, and it can cause the huge destruction and also death to the people living that downstream. That mountain downstream will be there, na? There people will be living. At that time when this rock sliding and landsliding is going to happen, means there will be destruction and also death to the people of the downstream living people. Okay, and next one is it can result in the floods, means it is also one of the huge effect of the earthquake. When these earthquakes, high magnitude earthquakes are if that formed, means it can instigate the cracking of the dam walls. Due to this when this dam walls is cracked nothing but there will be collapsing in the long run, means a flow of the water will be, if that overall flow of the water is leaked, nothing but there will be coming of the water, and this would send raging waters to the nearby areas, that will lead to the massive flooding. So that's why these floods are occurred due to the earthquakes here. When any type of high magnitude or somewhat means above greater than 8.0, means like that, if any high magnitude earthquakes are going to happen, means that will automatically, means near this dam, when these dams are located at that area only, these earthquakes are occurred, nothing but there will be cracking of the dam walls, and that will result to the collapsing of the long run. So from that cracks only water will get water flow will be there to the nearby areas, that will hugely cause the floods. Coming to the next one, that is earthquakes can trigger tsunamis also, and here if any tsunami occurred, means there will be huge loss of aquatic life and also human life. Why? Because due to this tsunamis only we are going to lose so many when compared with the human life, or when compared with the aquatic life, we are going to lose heavily. Why? Because here when any earthquake is going to occur in the water, okay, in the water, means automatically there will be rise in the water, there will be rise in the waters, there will be rise in the waves. So these tsunamis are going to occur. These tsunamis is nothing but what? It is a series of long high sea tremors sparked by the earthquakes or any volcanic eruptions under the sea. Due to these tsunamis, or because of this only, there will be huge loss for the aquatic and also human life. When under the water, if any volcans is there, means if any volcan eruptions will be takes place, means these tsunamis are going to occur, and due to this earthquakes also tsunamis are going to occur. There will be some high sea tremors. Okay, means some very large, very big waves will be going to fall onto the land. Means what will happen at that time? Means here you can see. Means how forcefully this water is coming to the living areas of the people. And here you can observe. Means how this forceful water is coming to the living areas. That will lead to the huge loss of human life also. Means it will just wipe out the entire area. Just within fraction of seconds only it will wipe the whole surrounding areas. Means any coastal area, if any area nearby this sea region will be there, within fraction of seconds the tsunami is occurred, means it will wipe out the whole coastal area population also. Why? Because in that force, if anyone want to survive also they can't, because of the force of the water. And for example, I can say on March 11th, 2011, due to these earthquakes occurred in the water, means tsunamis also occurred at that time only. When earthquakes and also tsunamis that struck the coast of the Japan, due to this natural disaster, 18,000 people, they died in the spot only. Okay, why? Because at that time both natural disasters, at that time when that happened, means we can't survive also. If we know any type of swimming like that also, we can't survive because of that water force only. Okay, at that time in Japan, in that 2011 year, 18,000 people, they died at the spot only. And coming to the next one, that is due to this earthquake, soil liquefaction is going to occur. What is meant by this soil liquefaction is, it is nothing but a saturated or partially saturated soil that will automatically subsequently loses its strength and also stiffness in response to an applied stress. Means when any earthquake is going to occur on the land, when any earthquake is going to occur, means there will be sudden shaking of the ground. Means when this shaking of the ground occurred, means soil part on the earth only these earthquakes are going to occur. Means when on the earth earthquake is going to occur, means that soil automatically it will loses its strength and also its stiffness due to the applied stress. When any earthquake is going to occur at high magnitude, means it will automatically there will be huge loss. That loss may be properties, lives, and also this liquefaction is also going to occur. Because of this, we can't directly go for the construction at that areas also. There will be huge shaking of the ground when any earthquake is going to occur. When that is occurring, means that soil, means that soil is going to lose its strength and also stiffness property. So these earthquakes is also leads to the soil liquefaction. In that stage, what it will be going to occur means material that is ordinarily solid that behaves as the liquid. Here you can see in the first picture, it is a solid. Before earthquake, it is a solid soil. But after the earthquake occurred, it is nothing but a liquid form. It is in liquid form. Means you can see how car is draining into the soil. That much change will be there before the earthquakes and also after the earthquake. These earthquakes are mainly responsible for the most of the liquefaction that is occurring around the world. In the second picture, you can see means how these before earthquakes, your soil bed. This is your soil bed. How stiff is it is there? Means here you can see here loosely packed grains of soil are held together by friction. Means there will be pore spaces are filled in water. But when any earthquake is going to occur, means at the stable soil, when the soil is stable, you can see how the structures are, they are very stiff also, you can see here. Okay, this one is stable soil, means before the earthquake is occurred. After the earthquake is occurred, you can see the structures first. And after one, due to this earthquake, nothing but what? Shaking of the ground. Means when shaking and tilting causes structures to fail first one. And coming to the bedrock, here you can see these two changes you can observe. Why? Because Here your soil bed is so strong, but in the second picture your soil bed is very weak. Why? Because of this shaking of the ground, that soil will loses its property, means stiffness property, it going to lose its property. Okay, this is one of the main effect of the earthquakes. And coming to the next topic, that is how these earthquakes are going to be measured. Means how we are going to measure. In this one, we are going to measure these earthquakes by the when it occurred, we have to measure the force or energy when that earthquake is produced. When earthquakes are occurring, we have to measure the force and also energy required. Okay, and how we can do this one means it can be done due to the Richter scale. Mainly, this is the main scale, means Richter scale. It is a main scale. It is developed by the Charles F. Richter from California Institute of Technology. He developed this Charles Richter scale, and due to this we can easily measure the earthquake. Means after the earthquake occurred, we can measure at that time only. At that time we can measure, and after the earthquake also we can easily predict. Means how much of the how much magnitude of earthquake is occurred. That one we can easily know because of this Richter scale. You can see this picture. Means if any earthquake is going to already occurred, means it is occurring, means this is the graph. This is the Richter graph. Means magnitude we can see here. Means how high magnitude, how mild magnitudes will be there, low magnitudes will be there, like this. If your graph line is somewhat small, means low earthquake is occurred. If your magnitude of the earthquake is high, means it will be like this. Means this is the main thing we are going to measure for the earthquakes here. And mainly we already heard about this Richter scale, but this Richter scale, how it is going to, means how we are going to use that one, means it gives the, means this scale, it uses the information produced by the seismograph. So then only we can calculate this magnitude of the earthquake. But this magnitude of the earthquakes, it gives an idea of the effect of an earthquake. Why? Because this magnitude of the earthquake, if we know, means automatically, means above 7 if it is going to occur, means we can easily predict the magnitude of that earthquake on the Richter scale here. Okay, and mainly if that earthquake magnitude is above the 7, means it will lead to the huge loss of human and also overall this animal life also we are going to lose, and also properties we can lose. Okay, and coming to the next one, that is if any earthquakes occurred below the 3 magnitude, means Richter scale it cannot predict. Why? Because if we want Richter scale to means how much magnitude it occurred, if we want to know, means that value should be above the 3 level. Okay, from 3 level only this Richter scale is going to work. If their earthquake is occurring between 3 and 6, that may be said to have the mild type. Mainly Japan is the most prone earthquake region. Why? Because in that Japan region only high seismic, that is also called as the high seismic zone. In Japan only huge, means very high magnitude earthquakes are going to occur. This is one of the high seismic zone. If these earthquakes occurred in the sea, means that will be said to be tsunamis. And most of them in Indian Sea, in Indian Ocean, one of the most devastating tsunami occurred is occurred at 2004 on December 26. It occurred in Tamil Nadu, means in that Tamil Nadu Chennai region. This tsunami occurred on 2004. That is one of the biggest high magnitude tsunamis till now it occurred in our south region. Okay, and next topic is earthquake zones of India. Here we are having, in our India, we are having only 4 zones. But coming to the naming part, we are having 5 zones here. Zone 1 we cannot have in India. Okay. Up to zone 4, zone 2 only we are having in India. Means zone 5, zone 4, 3, 2. Up to 2 only we are having these zones in India. Zone 1 it is not there in India. Coming to the zones in India, means how we are going to calculate means zone 5 it is nothing but the highest risk earthquake region. It is the highest risk earthquake regions. Here how we are going to take means we are having IS code. We are having IS code, that is 1893. Years will be changed. Okay, 2022 year if we can take means in that one, in that code it assigns a zone factor of 0.36 for the zone 5 here. Okay, in this one, in zone 5 its value from the code book, its value is 0.36. And structural designers they use this zone factor if we are going to, if they are going to construct some huge structures or any type of buildings they are going to construct in this zone 5 area, means they are going to take this zone factor value when they are designing or analyzing this overall building design. When they are analyzing or designing this building, means they are going to take this 0.36 zone factor. Okay, then only they overall calculate the design and analysis of this any type of buildings. Mainly these zone factor, it is nothing but what? It is the indication of the effective level earthquakes in this zone. Mainly in this one it is referred this 0.36 zone factor, it is nothing but the huge risk area, risk zone, huge risk zone where so many damage will be going to happen. That region is called as the zone 5. 0.36 is the zone factor for that zone 5 area. Mainly what are the zone 5 areas in our country is, you can see here Kashmir, next Western and Central Himalayas, North and Middle Bihar, and Northeast Indian region, Ran of Kutch, and also Andaman and Nicobar Islands. These are the zone 5 areas in our India. Okay, and in this area only huge high magnitude earthquakes are going to happen. Okay, coming to the next one, that is zone 4. This zone 4 is also one of the high damage risk zone, and from the IS code 1893 its zone factor is 0.24, whereas in zone 5 its value is 0.36. But here zone factor it is decreased because of this zone 4. Means somewhat when compared with zone 5 and zone 4, in zone 4 there will be somewhat decrease in the risk area. Okay, and coming to the areas that will comes under this zone 4 is Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and also some of the parts of Indo-Gangetic plains, and also some of the capital of the country, that is Delhi also, that will falls under the zone 4 only. Mainly in Maharashtra also, Koina Nagar, it is also comes under the zone 4. In Bihar also it will comes under, and India-Nepal border, that is also considered to be zone 4 only. Okay, and coming to the next one, that is zone 3. This zone 3 is classified as the moderate damage risk zone. From the IS code, its zone factor is 0.16, and mainly some of the regions that in our India that comes under is mega cities, that is Chennai, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bhubaneswar. These are all lie into the zone 3 only. Okay, mainly its zone factor is somewhat moderate when compared with the zone 3, zone 4, and also zone 5. And next one is zone 2. In this zone 2, this zone 2 region is nothing but the low damage risk zone. From the IS code, its zones factor is 0.10. Okay, means some of the southern area, nothing but Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and these are all comes under this zone 2 only. And zone 1, I already told you, from our India there will be no zone 1 areas. Here I already written here. Since the current division of India into earthquake hazard zones, India is not classified as the zone 1 area. So if any further changes will be means, then our India is also comes. India is, will also classed as the zone 1. Okay, but up to now there will be no zone 1 for our India. Okay, and how we are going to predict these earthquakes, means any if any possibility is there to predict this earthquake, means it is a huge no. Why? Because if any natural disaster, if you're going to predict, means it's impossible for us. If any artificial disasters is going to happen, means we can easily know that one. But natural disasters, we cannot predict that one. After any natural disasters occurred, we then only we can know that one. Why? Because these natural disasters, when and where it is happening, we don't know anything. So some of the institutions or some of the workshops or some of the development programs, they are just giving the classes when these natural disasters happening, how we are going to protect ourselves from there, means preparedness should be there, and what type of measurements we have to take, and awareness we have to know about this one. Okay, in detail I will tell you. Up to now, no scientist have been able to predict these earthquakes. Why? Because it is we cannot tell any type of natural disasters if that happen. In this modern technique, in this modern era also, any type of techniques, if we are going to use, means none of them is worked because of this natural disasters. Means these natural disaster we cannot predict. Means any big technology in this modern era, if we are going to means we can tell to people if any natural disaster is happening, means we cannot predict. Why? Because it is impossible to predict also. And if any such type of tool is built to predict this earthquake, means many lives should be saved from this natural disasters. Why? Because if we know, means of course we are going to alert the people at that region. Okay, but till now there is no techniques developed how we are going to know when this natural disasters is occurring. The only way to protect ourselves from this natural disasters or this earthquake is to educate ourselves about the earthquake management and how we are going to alert in type of this natural disasters, and precautionary measurements should be we have to take. How we are going to take that precautionary measures, means if we are going to build any house, of course we are going to build any house. If we want our own house, own property we want, means we have to take the properties where this earthquake is not going to happen. Okay, then only we are going to protect our lives and also protect our properties also. Where these earthquakes are not going to occur, there we have to take this any type of properties, means buying of the house or buying of the any other properties. We have to take where these earthquakes are not going to occur. That type of areas is called as the earthquake prone areas or fault lines. Okay, and if this occurring of the earthquakes or happen anytime, means we cannot know, we cannot predict also. So when these earthquakes that can happen anytime, then we have to be prepared. Means we have to be prepared and we have to know the, means just we have to aware, means what I have to do when this natural disasters is going to happen. We have to know everything, because we are not ready, we will be not ready for this any types of natural disasters. So we are going to measures should be taken to protect ourselves, to protect our family, to protect our properties from the earthquakes here. And it will also make alert and also quick in making sound decisions in time of dangers. If we know some awareness should be given to the people, means some of the agencies or consultancies, they are already giving the awareness to the people when this natural disasters is happening. In Japan, I already told you this Japan is the high seismic zone. In that country, huge earthquakes are happening in for every year. That earthquakes are happening, but the Japan people, they already know how to protect themselves from this earthquakes. Means building of the house by wood only, and we are going to hide near the bench. These are all the measurements we are going to take here, and that's all up to earthquakes. Okay, coming to the next topic, that is landslides. What is meant by this landslides is, that is nothing but the land slip. Means when any disasters is going to happen, means there will be movement in the slope of the mass of rock or any debris or any earth or any soil also. Means these landscape are occurring when this gravitational and any other types of shear stresses within the slope that will extend the resistance shear strength of the materials that will form the slope. If due to this gravitational force, and if any earthquakes are going to happen, any natural disasters are going to happen, means these landslides will take place. Means due to this gravitational force or any type of shear stresses that will impact on the land sliding. Means shear strength will be there to the lands. Then only from the slope, these lands are going to slide to the nearby areas. Here you can see. Overall, when this any type of natural disasters occurred, means these landslides are going to happen, and that will directly fall onto the nearby villages or nearby valleys also. Okay, and because of this shear stresses, they can be built up within a slope by a number of processes. These shear stresses that can be built with the slope with number of processes, and mainly this will include over the steepening of the base slope. And what is this slope and why it is occurring, and what is occurring is due to this excavation, due to this natural erosion, and there will be loading of the slope. Means in flow of the water and rise of the groundwater table. Means if this is your groundwater table, this is the ground level. Means if this ground level is going to have any stresses on it, means there will be landsliding is going to occur on this one also. And there will be automatically, if landsliding occur, means there will be the accumulation of debris on this slope surface. If this is your ground level, means if this is your ground level, so when any earthquakes are going to happen, any natural erosion occurred or any excavation taken place, means there will be landsliding is going to happen. Means like this, it will fall onto the, if this is your road, this landsliding will be taking place like this. Okay, if without any warning, if this happen, means there will be loss of the human lives also. Okay, and short-term stresses, means short-term stresses nothing but stresses imposed by the earthquakes and also rainstorms. These two, earthquakes and also rainstorm, it will contribute to the activation of the landslide. When these landslides are activated by the process that can weaken the shear strength of the slopes material. Means if any earthquakes are going to occur, any rainstorms are going to occur, means huge rain happens sometimes. Okay, at that time, if rocks, maybe some of the landslide that will directly fall onto the valleys or that will fall onto the nearby areas. Okay, means if that will be short-term stresses. Means I already told you these rainstorms or earthquakes, this will occur in the fraction of seconds only. Means these are all the short term stresses. By these stresses also there will be huge loss of the landslides. Okay. And mainly these shear strength is mainly depend upon the two factors. First one is frictional strength. What is meant by this frictional strength is, it is nothing but the resistance to moment between slope materials, that is interacting of the constituent materials. Coming to the second one, that is cohesive strength, and it is cohesive nothing but bonding between the particles. In this frictional strength, what is happening is, it is nothing but the resistance to the movement between slope material that will be indenting the particles. Means movement between the particles is going to happen in frictional strength. In cohesive strength, there will be bonding between the particles is going to happen. And coming to the next one, that is coarse particles. Coarse particles such as sand grains, these are having the high frictional strength, and due to this high frictional strength, automatically there will be low cohesive strength will be there. Because of this, opposite is true for clay, and it can be imposed due to the fine particles. These sand grains having high frictional strength, but clay is having high cohesion strength. Because of this landsliding, these sand particles, this may lead to the high frictional strength and low cohesive strength. But for this clay, low frictional strength will be there, high cohesive strength will be there. Okay, this clay can be composed of fully fine particles, means its size is very small. Okay, that's all for today. In the next class, I will explain in detail about landslides. Okay, these are the reference book I have referred. You can check them. Thank you everyone.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.